Good evening, guys. Once again, welcome to South Africa Lately, a channel that discusses South African trending news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news when it is trending enough to be brought here. Please do understand that I'm not a politician. I do not have deep knowledge in politics. However, I am a South African citizen who's also a voter, and I do believe that my views count when it comes to political affairs of our beautiful country. Now, this is an honest question. Please give me an honest answer in the comment section. When they played the footage, though we didn't see it, when they played that footage of that song, Unalive, what, and all the things that go with the Unaliving the Boa song, right? How did you feel while we were watching that when you saw President Cyril Ramaphosa's reaction? For me, it was uncomfortable, and I was like, no, we need to get rid of this. It's my suggestion, because I feel like it's not adding any value except to bring us problems that we don't need. And I noticed that President Cyril Ramaphosa was so uncomfortable watching that, so uncomfortable to an extent that he was not able to say the things that he wanted to say to explain that. But the saving grace was Zingiswa coming right at the end. I was like, because I wanted President Cyril Ramaphosa to go back and say what I wanted him to say, to be able to say no, but that's not how this is. And President Donald Trump doesn't even know that, according to me, according to the knowledge that I have, that is not a symmetry, right? According to the knowledge that I have, it's like they go there to put those crosses, like it's a monument or something, but I stand corrected in the comment section, where they go there and remember the people that they've lost due to the unaliving. But now, President Cyril Ramaphosa was so uncomfortable to a point where he said, where is that? We need to find out. He was not able to say, but no, that is not a symmetry, right? Please tell me in the comment section, maybe I'm missing something as well. Is that a symmetry? What I'm going to do, I'm going to share the video clips with you of President Cyril Ramaphosa watching that, being so super uncomfortable, and Zingiswa coming through at the end. I was like, no, at least somebody managed to say the things that were in my mind. Please watch, guys, and then I'll be back with my closing commentary.
What would it take for you to be convinced that there's no white genocide in South Africa?
Well, I can answer that for the President. It's for him. No, seriously.
I'd rather have him answer.
Yeah, I'd rather answer that.
Our President will respond to you. Thank you, Mr. President.
It will take President Trump listening to the voices of South Africans, some of whom are his good friends, like those who are here. When we have talks between us on the around a quiet table, it will take President Trump to listen to them. I'm not going to be repeating what I've been saying. I would say if there was Afrikaner farmer genocide, I can bet you these three gentlemen would not be here, including my Minister of Agriculture. He would not be with me. So it'll take him, President Trump, listening to their stories, to their perspective. That is the answer to your question.
But Mr. President, I must say that we have, we have thousands of stories talking about it.
Sure.
And we have documentaries, we have news stories, and is Natalie here? Somebody here to turn that? I could show you a couple of things, and it has to be responded to.
Yeah, sure.
Let me see the articles, please, if you would, and turn the lights down. Turn the lights down, and just put this on. It's right behind you. Johan.
There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. South Africa occupy land. That's who we are. Can we drop my membership from this useless parliament? Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act. Shoot to kill. Yamaza. Kill the poor, the farmers. Kill the poor, the farmer.
Is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain because you attack a white man. Not because Mashama and Soni will not be touched. They will be touched, no one. But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness.
Shoot to kill. Yamaza. Kill the brewer, the farmer. Kill the brewer, the farmer. Shoot to kill. Yamaza. Kill the brewer, the farmer. Kill the brewer, the farmer.
I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm saying to you, what's not called for the killing of white people, at least for now. I can't guarantee the future.
And you understand somebody watching that, especially as it gets shared on Twitter, they freak out. It sounds like a genocide over there.
Who will expropriate land without compensation, whether they like it or not. If they object, they can seek refugee in America.
Now this is very bad. These are burial sites right here. Burial sites. Over 1,000 of white farmers, and those cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross, and there's approximately 1,000 of them. They're all white farmers, the family of white farmers. And those cars aren't driving, they're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who was killed. And it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it. Both sides of the road you have crosses. Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President? No, I'd like to know where that is, because This I've never seen. Okay.
I mean, it's in South Africa this week.
We need to find out. I brought along the president of the largest trade union in our country, Zingiswa, because she leads many, many workers, more than 1 million, 2 million workers. And maybe we should give her a chance to say something, because she's come all the way to join us.
Thank you very much, Mr. President Trump, for having us, and President for extending the invitation to us as organized labor. And I must say that we are here to support the initiative that has been made by our government with business, of course, as organized labor. We've been coming to Washington on the AGOA trade relations in the previous regime. And I think at the center of it all, for me, it is exactly what Mr. Rupert has said, the importance of us growing the economy. We have always emphasized when we were here and kept on coming and negotiating on AGOA that the 600 US companies that are based in South Africa, as you said, President Ramaphosa, 500,000 jobs will be wiped out. We need more foreign direct investment in our country. We are not just talking about those that will lose employment, but we are talking about over 40% of people that are unemployed, that have no hope of ever finding a job. And we think that, correctly, as they have said, that we need to deal with the issue of porous borders in our country, so that everyone that comes in is documented. We also need to, and I would have thought that the minister would address the issue of land expropriation and how the policy works in South Africa. Recently, President, as you were preparing to come here on the news, in, I think it was in Natal, there was a handover of farms, and white farmers were saying, we are donating the land, but also there's a willing buyer, willing seller in South Africa. So there is no expropriation without compensation, but it is a willing buyer, willing seller. And that white farmer was even saying, President, that the government is even paying more in buying the land than what the land is worth of. And I think those are the realities, President, that we must say that we need to address, of course, but also the importance of agriculture linked to AGOA. People rely on it, and I think, as Retief have said, for survival and living. But lastly, for me, President, is also the issue of the crime statistics. There is no doubt about it that we are a violent nation, for a number of reasons, and we're not condoning anything. But also, if you go into the rural areas where black majority are, you would see women, elderly, being raped, being killed, being murdered. And these are black elderly women that would be found throat slits, raped multiple times, and all of that. And the problem in South Africa, it is not necessarily about race, but it is about crime. And we think that we are here to say, how do we, both nations, work together to reset, to really talk about investment, but also help us in how we can have the technology and everything that is needed, President, to really address the levels of crime that we have in our country. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So whatever your views are, kindly share them in the comment section, guys. And if you watched up to here, I would like to say thank you very much for sticking around up until the end. And the next time you bump into my videos, kindly watch my ads in full. That support really, really goes a long way. I really appreciate the president of COSATU for coming through there, because I felt like that situation was not explained well enough. And I'm not saying explaining to Donald Trump, I'm saying to the world, because the people are watching. So it is very important. What you say there is very important. Thank you very much, guys. Do have a beautiful night. Maybe not. Maybe I'm still going to come up with another video breaking down the whole thing, because the one that I posted before, it was just to put something out there so that, So, but then again, I'm still going to break it down. There's a lot that is still going to come out from what was happening today. Inkosi ngeke kakhulu ke guys, mbe nobusuku obumnandi.